And we're live. Hello, everybody. I'm Raqus, and with me
Good evening.
Is the voice of Octopus, the voice of Dog. And today we're doing Her Story by Sam Barlow. Dog, what do you know about this game?
Not a whole lot. I know it's an FMV game. I know. I had the stream audio on, so I was hearing myself. I know very little besides it's an FMV game with a female protagonist, and that we search a database to kind of find content in, and that's how we find her story, so to speak.
What do you know about Sam Barlow as a creator?
He's made another game called Telling Lies.
Yes.
And that's about it.
So
I don't know a whole lot about it.
I'm gonna click this button here. Her Story. So from what I understand, Telling Lies and this game are very similar in execution and in interface.
Okay.
Difference being that Telling Lies, from everything I've looked up, you are literally an agent of the Patriot Act.
Huh.
Hijacking people's
privacy?
Yeah, their cameras and their cell phones.
I see.
Trying to uncover
And are you trying to figure out a mystery or something? Is there something specific you're looking for in all this information?
Well, all the four characters. There we go. Sorry, that sounded odd because I managed to accidentally hit a button on my chair that dropped me about 1.5 feet. So sorry if I was stammering there. Yeah, you're hijacking phone and camera feeds, monitoring 4 individuals. Apparently, they all have their own dark secrets, and you uncover them over the course of the game.
I see.
But that is not this. If this turns out to be fun or interesting enough, I might go on to that and see how that game plays. But right now, we're on Her Story. I don't know a whole lot about Barlow. I have played parts of Silent Hill Shattered Memories. I wasn't a huge fan.
Oh, wait, didn't he write that?
Right, and direct. He was the main guy. He was the Kojima, if you will, on that one.
Sure. I don't think there's a comparable thing to that, but all right, yeah.
The auteur.
Yeah.
But
I'm already pretty sick of that. It's funny because I was like way into that years ago.
Auteur theory, not your thing so much.
No, not anymore.
Yeah, no, it's definitely taken a turn.
I've killed most of my heroes. It's okay.
Well, that's good. That's good. From what I understand, that's healthy for development. Yeah, he was the main guy on Shattered Memories and Origins. I've never even touched Origins. Everything I've heard about it sounds atrocious.
Mediocre, very mediocre at best.
Well, just the main thing I've heard is the whole storing tons of disposable weapons at a time mechanic.
Oh yeah, that's right. Like having a bunch of TVs, you could just
Which, just aside from the rampant silliness of it, seems like it completely misses the damn point. But I haven't played it, so I can't say for sure. But it sure sounds awful. He's also done this game called Isle, which I, on the other hand, have heard really good things about.
Isle? A-I-S-L-E?
Correct, yes. And it is a generative, I don't even know if that's really a word, branching fiction where you are in an aisle of a grocery store.
Okay, I was going to say, does it all take place in the aisle of something?
Yes. You make one decision, and a story branches out of that.
Oh, I think I may have heard this before.
I haven't taken the time to go out and find it because, like most things, I searched Steam, I searched GOG, and it wasn't immediately available, and I got distracted.
Right.
So I'm sure it is accessible. I would just have to, put more than the minimum of effort in finding it, which I could and should. But the concept alone to me is kind of interesting, and that sounds closer to this than his Silent Hill output. So hopefully it'll be worthwhile. Any thoughts before we get started proper? Because this is technically the first screen of the game.
This is exactly where we start, right here on this screen.
Yeah. I booted it up earlier. That's why it said continue instead of start, just to check some audio and some things. But all it did was bring me to this. There was no intro. There was no movie. There was no nothing.
Okay, so at least they picked the first term for us.
Mm-hmm. So, something else. I don't know if you can see it, but it looks like there's a reflection of the face in the monitor view here.
It's really hard for me to see, but I can see the faint outline of a person. Yeah.
Yeah. If you look in this blue band in the middle, you can see some lips. That's probably the biggest tell.
Mm-hmm.
So we're to immerse us in the world.
4 clips about murder.
Yes. Well, I'm just gonna go left to right, I suppose.
Yep. Red first.
Yep.
So we can add tags to these.
Oh, look at that.
You think it's murder? I mean, clearly it's murder. What can I do to help?
Okay.
All right. So things we think are very relevant, I guess we can add to session.
Yeah. And I assume
this one seems like a basic, like, hey, how do you do? Why am I here?
Yeah. There's also a time and date stamp. So I'm wondering if, there's the little eyeball icons to show us whether or not we've watched it. That's useful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the times and dates are different, so... Oh, we can move, we have proper control.
Yeah, it's just like Windows.
Neat. That's fun. So I'm wondering if we should be trying to watch these chronologically then.
Nah, I think the outfits will give us the idea of when this was.
Oh, yeah, that's true. She's wearing different things on different days. I guess that makes sense.
And there's also, this 2 different rooms here we can see in these 4 clips.
Yes. Yeah, that's odd. You'd think that the interrogation room would be basically the same. And that they would use the same one, unless she's in different Oh, hold on.
Could be in different places.
Yeah, the tag above the time and date seems to indicate place. Okay. And then don't know if we can remove from session once we've stored it, but let's see what this one does.
Yeah, that's me. But February, and that was months ago. What's that got to do with Simon's murder?
All right, well, now we know the name of the dead person.
Okay, we got a name.
Oh, you know what? I wonder. Hey!
I'm having trouble reading this.
All right. Well, it is,
I'm reading it just a little slowly.
No, it's all right. Hey, here's the database. I filed a Freedom of Information form to get you guest access. Everything seems to work. They transferred the videos off original tapes in 1999, and then the Y2K thing hit and they got them mothballed. No one's touched them since. I couldn't find the server with the detectives footage on. Possibly those tapes got damaged when the old archives were flooded in 97, but I figured this would be enough. Take your time. SB. So
Thanks, Sam.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, that's just cute. But we're looking for... So this is a cold case we're working on.
Yeah.
All right. And this is really readme.txt. What is readme.txt? Introduction to the Logic Database. Okay. Computer technology is the backbone of modern police work. The Logic Database is one of the many continuing efforts to digitize our workflow and preserve evidence in a manner which will allow you to work more efficiently. In the coming years, the computer will continue to be most valuable item in your crime-fighting toolkit.
Also spell check.
Yeah. Okay. This database contains footage transferred from the existing homicide and serious crime tape archive at Portsmouth. It has been automatically stored using our ASR technology. Each statement made by the interview participants is stored separately so they can be tagged for submission to court. The audio has been digitally stenographed and the content of the testimony is attached to each clip. To retrieve a clip, type in the word, example robbery, into the search field. Click search and the database will return all clips in which the speaker uses that word. To narrow your search, use multiple words. Example robbery supermarket. If you are working from a printed transcript, you can be even more precise. Use inverted commas to search for an exact match against the entire statement. Example, yes, I was there, in quotation marks. This is a point to mention. The Sam Barlow is British. The woman in the videos is British, as the accent probably give away. Probably not a huge thing, folks, but just in case, inverted commas is a British colloquialism for quotation marks. That's all that means.
Oh.
Not super important, but, you know, working from a common vocabulary and things like that, it's helpful. To store a clip for later reference, click add to session. Also, if you wish to add any additional tag. Okay, so this is just how to play in universe, how to play. Okay. User tags, further assistance, contact your department's information technology representative. All right. How do you spell organization?
With a Z?
Yeah, that's what I thought too. The Police Information Technology Organisation. Look, typos happen.
Yeah.
Oh, there's some missing volume from the database. Oh, see, that's a nice touch. The light glare is native to the screen, so when we move windows around, that's cool. What else we got? We can log off. I'm just guessing that's the game's way of close the game. And okay. I'm guessing the yellow one is the minute hand. So presumably
they're the same. They're all the same length. So who knows?
Yeah. I'm going by thickness. All right. Well, it's June 16th, 2019. Weird. Is this game always in 2019? This is a thing that's looking at me like they can read the information on your CPU clock and make this match if they wanted to.
Oh, I don't know.
But, all right. Any other little UI?
Seems to be, yeah. Seems to be everything on the desktop.
All right.
Just us in the database.
Oh, no. There we go. I dragged the window too far down. All right, so a woman is being interrogated for the murder of someone named Simon.
Yes.
And that's all we've got so far.
I didn't murder Simon. You've got it wrong. You've got the wrong person.
Okay.
All right. I'm assuming...
Insisting at a different date and time that she didn't kill Simon.
Let's see. That would be June 27th, 94, and that would be July 3rd, 94. So these are about a week apart.
I see.
Also worth noting, just little transatlantic things, the date stamp. European standard is to put the day in the first column, then the month, then the year.
Right.
So right here, what we'd be looking at is June 7th, not March. No, sorry, June 3rd, not March 7th. Again, just making sure things are understood. I don't want to sound like I'm talking down to anybody.
21 seconds of, I didn't murder Simon.
You have no murder weapon. You have nothing. And all these stories we've been telling each other, just that. Stories.
So that smirk she just did. Am I paranoid, or does that seem like visual shorthand for I'm getting away with this and I know it?
Maybe a little bit. I don't know.
All right. So, what should we search?
Simon.
Fair. Good. That's a lot of Simon right there.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So what's the deal with Simon?
What's the deal with Simon?
Simon Smith. He works at Ernst Brothers Glass. They do windows, all kinds of glass. Simon does the more special work, mirror making, feature windows, artistic things, really beautiful things.
That's the deal with Simon. Oh yeah,
Okay.
also he's dead.
When was the blue suit interview done?
The blue suit is June 18th.
And the other ones were in July?
June 27th and July 3rd. So chronologically, there was, come back to this in a second. This is July 1st, this light blue t-shirt. July 3rd is the white long sleeve shirt. Okay, so chronologically it goes blue suit, orange suit, blue t-shirt, white long sleeve shirt so far.
I'm not going to remember that, but...
No.
What else about Simon?
I will do my best to keep it all straight. Unless we can use tags to...
I'm better at remembering statements than dates.
Yeah. Let's try... That's not how you spell orange. Wow, I can type. So I'm guessing tags we do... And then we can search for that tag and it'll pull up.
Yes.
Okay. So just for archiving's sake... Call that blue. Call that white. Go ahead and call this navy. All right, so I'm gonna get a little pen and paper handy. Might be useful. So we got orange, and then blue, and then white, and then navy, right? In order chronological.
Sure.
June 27th, July 1st, July 3rd. June 18th. Okay, so navy, orange, blue, white. Got it. Sorry. I might be overthinking this, but I'm just in case we got to start figuring out a timeline later. Which, for crime investigation game you think is likely to happen, yeah?
It should be.
Maybe orange, blue, white. Okay. All right.
Simon is 6 foot, darkish blonde hair, average build. He's clean shaven. If his beard grows, it goes ginger, so he shaves it. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with ginger hair. I bought a photo. They said a spring photo. This was taken last year on holiday in Rome. It's the best one I have.
There's everything wrong with ginger hair. We all know that.
It sounds like Simon wasn't dead yet in this one.
Either he wasn't dead yet, or
he was missing.
I was gonna say, or either she didn't know if he was dead, she didn't know, or she wanted the police to think she didn't know. So, I mean, obviously we're supposed to assume this woman's a suspect, right? Otherwise, what are we doing here watching all of this footage?
Well, yeah, one of the first things the game directs us to is where she says, "I didn't murder him."
Yes.
So.
But I've also... I don't know how much, like, Law and Order you've watched in your life.
A pretty good amount.
Yeah, you're familiar
I think
with...
more than the average person.
Same here. A lot of SVU, primarily. Mostly just because I like Ice-T and Christopher Maloney in the cast. But, you're familiar, then, with the... I don't even know if we call it a trope. It's a building block of a script at this point. Every time they are sure they have someone in the first half of the episode, it's always wrong.
Of course, it has to be.
The initial suspect is never the right one. So...
Are we supposed to find something else in these videos?
Yeah, so I don't know if I'm, like, hamstringing myself with that line of thinking, because this wasn't written by Dick Wolf. This has no, this is not beholden to those rules. And yet, that's how my brain is trained to think about these sorts of stories at this point.
It's the Rockington Arms, The Rock. It's run by a nice couple, Peter and Susan. There's some other regulars there that Simon likes to drink with, and the barmaid they have in sometimes, Helen. Peter said Simon had been in and had a few drinks.
She didn't say when that was.
No.
Yes, there's an Amstrad one. No one uses it for very much. There's a printer so you can write letters on it. Simon sometimes plays games, climb the tower, save the princess, that kind of thing.
All right.
Meta commentary on indie games. Love their meta commentary and their Save the Princess allegories.
Simon isn't the type to run off or do anything crazy. Someone must have done something to him, or there must have been some kind of accident. So what do we do next?
Okay, so she's not a suspect at this point, but then he turns up dead or something, and then she's a suspect.
Also, if it's important, the timestamps on the videos are chronological, left to right. So we watch these last 5 videos in the proper intended order.
All right.
Oh,
thank you.
You prefer it this way?
Kinda, yeah, because it's actually hard to read with the stream.
Yeah. The CRT effect is interesting and all, but this is a lot clearer. Delete session data. I'm gonna Google real quick.
What to look at?
So I'm wondering if delete session data means to clear out the bar at the bottom there, or to delete your save and start over.
I don't know.
If it's the former, it could be, useful later on. But it appears to be delete your save, so don't click that. Don't click this button.
Oh, I know.
Search history. Oh, there's our search history. Okay.
Maybe we can figure out how he was murdered, or figure out more about the body.
Yeah, it sounds like the last place he was seen was that bed and breakfast. I'm gonna go ahead and search for the rock.
So, it was Friday evening. We had an argument. He left. On Saturday, he didn't come back. I waited all day. He was supposed to go help Eric out with something on the Saturday afternoon. He had a job. He didn't show. So Eric was ringing on the phone. I checked at the Rock, that's our local. They said they'd seen him on the Friday night, but not since. He still wasn't back this morning. It just isn't like him at all. Still not back by dinner time. It's getting dark again. So I decided to come and see you. His parents haven't heard anything either.
Oh. Now that is important.
Which part?
She came to the cops.
Yeah, I thought that might be the case.
She wasn't brought in as a suspect. This was a missing persons.
Yeah.
Also, it appears I was mistaken. The Rock is it sounds like the Rock is a pub, not a bed and breakfast.
Same thing. It's when you pass out there, it's your bed.
Yeah, okay. I mean, depends on how well you know the owners, I guess, but yeah, could be. Could be.
Mm-hmm. We got a new outfit.
We got 2 new outfits. We got a floral print and I don't know, what would you call that?
Collar.
Collar? Yeah.
Blue collar.
Yeah. And floral. It's also nice to know you can click on it and the little eyeball icon won't go away until you play the clip. I'd lose track pretty quickly. There's a thing in Death Stranding, because I will continue to talk about this game forever apparently, where as you go down the lists of emails and documents they send you, you know, as usual, they've got little exclamation points or little marks to indicate at a glance, like, here's stuff that's been added that you haven't read yet. But it clears those out as you cursor over them, not as you select them. So it makes me real paranoid, like, to scan through that list, because I'm going to wipe out all the tags that let me know what I haven't read yet, and I'll miss out on the fucking lore. So I appreciate the lore. I appreciate these eyeballs staying put until you click the play button.
Oh God, I don't know. I mean, I guess the Rock. You've spoken to everyone there. Someone must have seen where he went. I don't know. So many things could have gone wrong. No one has been in the last few weeks. We had a plumber come in 3-4 weeks ago. Someone summoned you from the Rock.
Okay.
All right. So, June 30th, June 25th, June 18th, June 27th. in July 3rd. Okay. I'm thinking the plumber, maybe?
Yeah, we can check that.
That's all we got.
One we've seen.
Yeah.
Okay. What about death?
We get nothing but Sylvia Plath poetry. Okay.
They said it was food poisoning.
There we
There
go.
was something in the food they ate. My dad liked to pick mushrooms, grow them too. They said it was the mushrooms. It was hard to believe. Death caps. They have a skirt around the cap. My dad taught me that. But, the police had no reason to think it was suspicious. They lived alone. And no one had any reason to hurt them.
Who was that talking about?
I don't know. But
That may not have been Simon.
no. No, it sounded like it might have been, was this it?
Oh God, I don't know. I guess The Rock. Who spoke.
No, it wasn't that. Might have been this one.
So, it was Friday evening.
No. This one? She
Which
describes...
one are you looking for?
It's the Rockington Arms. The Rock.
She describes the owner.
It's run by a nice couple. Peter
There.
Oh,
and Susan.
Peter and Susan.
Yeah.
There's some other regulars there that Simon likes to drink with. And the barmaid they're having sometimes, Helen. Peter said Simon had been in and had a few drinks.
Nope.
No mentions of Peter or Susan. What about Helen?
Oh, there's something.
No. I think he spoke to Helen. She said he was upset about her argument, but I'm not sure what else he said. He likes Helen. He likes blondes.
Mm-hmm.
A few things from that. Can you play that again one more time?
No. I think he spoke to Helen. She said he was
Oh,
upset about her
argument.
but I'm not sure what else he said.
Yeah.
He likes Helen. He likes blondes.
But also blondes?
Possibly, yeah. Orange is the 27th. Maybe is the 18th. Just double checking my, oh. Blue is the first. I'll leave that for later. I'm not sure what that refers to. What'd you say? Argument.
Argument. Oh.
Okay.
What else about the argument?
All right, these two appear to be in order. So let's go ahead and...
There's no couple stuff. A stupid argument. Nothing specific. No one knows how to push your buttons better than those we're close to. No. Yes, we have arguments, but he never runs off. He always comes back. We make up. It's always that way.
Okay, so this is a week later. And they're bringing the argument up again.
Yeah.
Yes. He left after the argument. It was about 8 o'clock.
Maybe just reiterating herself.
Yeah. Possibly. Okay. Backtracking a little bit, what was it you said earlier? Blondes?
Yeah.
Oh, well. Oh, well, she's going to sing for us.
Could the hairs have come from somewhere else? I mean, could they... We have a lot of dolls in the attic. There's a Rapunzel doll with long blonde hair. Could they have come from there?
Hair.
Hair.
Maybe, like, write that down for later.
Yeah. And also dolls, possibly?
Yeah.
All right.
This other person doesn't exist. I don't know what the blonde wig is, but it could be anything. Have you looked at the cat flap?
Less than 5 minutes later, she has a guitar.
You want me to play something? I'm not the world's greatest guitar player. Okay. Probably needs tuning. No. It's okay. How about a traditional ballad? Should be right up your street. There were two sisters came walking by the sea. Oh, the wind and the rain. The eldest one pushed the other one in. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. See, they both had a love for the captain's son. Oh, the wind and the rain. But he only cared for the youngest one. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. Oh, the eldest envied her sister fair. Oh, the wind and the rain. With a pretty little face and her long blonde hair. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. So she pushed her in and held her down. Oh, the wind and the rain. Watched her as she slowly drowned. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. Oh, she floated up and she floated down. Oh, the wind and the rain. Floated till a ship came by. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. Out comes the captain's son. Oh, the wind and the rain. Father dear, here swims in the swan. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. And then it gets really weird, so I think that's a good place to stop.
Thanks.
Okay. So that's the longest clip we've had so far.
Yes.
And
It told us nothing.
It told us absolutely nothing. I was trying to anticipate the game and going, okay, they're lulling us into a certain mood.
What mood would that be?
Complacency, like we're listening to a song, right?
Okay.
We're engaged with the song. And so obviously if you were going to do like a sudden jarring what have you, that would be the time to do it, when your audience is engaged in something else. So I was waiting for something to happen. Or maybe a background detail, so I was paying more attention to the background. I don't think there was anything.
No, there was nothing.
All right. You know what, out of curiosity.
Three clips we haven't seen yet.
No.
But it doesn't look like they involve any singing, so...
No, but they're going to talk about singing? Well... Let's see what we got.
So I moved out. Got a small bed set. Got my tattoo to mark the occasion.
Tattoo?
I was singing in a bar in the evenings. So I had some money, enough money to cover my rent. And I've been doing something similar ever since. I haven't put down any roots. I don't exist.
And she's a singer. Like, that was more than just a hobby. That's what she does.
Okay.
He saw me singing one of my shows. Pure chance. Not sure I remember what he was even doing there. Afterwards, I had a drink at the bar and he came over and we got talking. I knew who he was. Obviously I knew who he was. But he didn't know who I was. He was fascinated by the likeness. He guessed my name from my tattoo. Told me it was a palindrome, like that would impress me. I enjoyed talking to him. It was amazing to be able to sit and interact and talk to him after all this time. He didn't tell me he was married. I'm not sure what he was thinking. He later told me it was like he was dreaming. A waking dream.
So that's not Simon she's talking about.
It's not?
I don't think so. Look at the date. This is... Chronologically, this is... I know it sounds like I'm harping on the dates, but... This is the latest in the progression, right?
No, it's July.
Yeah. The earliest ones are in June.
I don't know. Where did you first meet Simon? Seemed to be the question.
That's true. It sounded like she was talking about getting the tattoo after moving out after breaking up with Simon, but I might be filling in some blanks.
Well, let's see what the other clip is and then look at tattoo.
Yeah, no, that's definitely what's on my radar right now. And I gotta say, we got here because the song was kind of annoying, but then it led us to the next interesting part of the investigation, so maybe that was intentional.
Yes, maybe there should be more songs.
More songs, more folk ballads.
Nothing else happened that night. We talked, then I said goodbye. Then next week I was singing the bar again, and there he was. And again the next week, he offered to buy me a meal. I told him I had already eaten, and so we got chips and ate them on the beach instead. When we said goodbye, he asked me to kiss him. Romantic.
right.
Good job on that achievement.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw the window pop up. I missed what it said.
Romantic.
Oh, romantic. I wonder what those. I'll have to look at those later and see what they what triggers them. What was I doing? Color.
Probably seeing that exact clip, because that's what she said last.
Yeah. But then does that make that clip special?
Mm.
Like
It means there was an achievement attached to it.
Yeah, right. I'm trying not to
Don't, because achievements are not gameplay.
Yeah, how do I phrase this? I'm trying not to get bogged down in theory and just play the damn game. Even though it's a game that begs a lot of theory.
Two new tattoo ones.
Yeah.
One...
Oh, we get to see the tattoo.
One of the early first pre-murder interview.
Yes, this I believe is yeah, this is the earliest we've got. But I want to do this one first because I want to see what the tattoo is.
Oh, my tattoo. I got it to express my individuality. It's an apple and a snake.
Okay.
There's a metaphor. Well, her tone of voice would imply that even she knows how fucking trite that is.
Right, yeah. She sounded like she was a little aware. Or had changed her feeling, or her feelings had changed over time about the thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a, you know. Like,
so wait then, what does she mention? What does she say about a tattoo before this?
Oh, I don't know. Let's see.
No, he doesn't have any tattoos.
Okay.
He has a scar down here near his stomach.
Gonna
Past his hip.
scar.
Cut himself with some glass. That was before, a long time ago. He looks just like the photo. He's not got his glasses on here though. He takes them off with the camera. But he needs them to see properly, you know. He has to read a newspaper or a menu in a restaurant. Not book so much, or watching TV. He likes TV.
Alright, unrelated.
Yeah. Okay.
So what direction?
Well, on the list so far that we haven't checked, I've got hair, dolls, scar, and glasses I added as well.
Hair. It sounded like
they found some blonde hairs at the
on his
on his body at the somewhere relevant. Oh, jeepers. So the orange, right? Because from this clip here, I think this was the
orange is June
I
27th.
think it's murder. I mean, clearly it's murder.
Yeah. Okay.
What can I do to help?
Okay. The moment she hears that, oh, he was murdered.
Yeah. So the orange is when things turn from blue, it's a missing persons case. Orange, it's a murder investigation.
Yeah.
Also, I'm not sure she comes in
Simon is 6 foot, darkish
in
blonde
a
hair.
suit here. She comes in like a sport coat. I don't know, clothes. A semi-formally looking, like the blue and the orange here. The navy and the
looks like
orange
something
here.
you'd wear to an office.
Yeah, semi-professional looking. In later clips, after she's been accused of murder, it gets much more formal. or much more opposite.
Casual.
Casual. Thank you. I can brain words. I don't know how relevant that is, but it's a pattern, and I done noticed it.
It's Rapunzel. The story starts when she's born. Mother Gothel, a witch, takes Rapunzel from her parents and keeps her locked up in this tower. Rapunzel gets pregnant by the prince, and Mother Gothel is furious, so she cuts off her hair and throws it. Actually, her hair's already short here, so that's already happened. So she throws her into the wilderness, and Rapunzel is reunited with the prince, who's blind, but she kills him with her tears, and so it's a happy ending. Is that too much?
Huh.
Story.
But first, this is only 3 seconds long.
What kind of hairs?
Something that short, like, you have to be really...
It's probably important.
Yeah, and she seemed aggravated.
Have we looked at body yet?
No, but that does make sense. Oh boy.
Oh, no.
Oh boy, and the guitar is back. The guitar is back for 2 minutes.
For 2 minutes of body.
Oh, good.
And drowning that body.
Drown that body.
Drowning that body.
Oh boy. Okay, well, let's go left to right.
I almost expect her guitar, like, you know, her songs to be like, I did it, you know?
Well, have you
in
seen...
like a different kind of game that is not this?
Yeah, have you seen The Hateful Eight?
No, I have not.
There is, and this is part of where my, like, expecting the game to, like, do a jump startle at me earlier. There's a scene in The Hateful Eight that builds tension very, very well with a woman playing a guitar.
Oh, yeah.
And it's I think it's a good movie. I like that movie. Some of it's...
Let's rip the guitar Band-Aid off.
Yeah, let's just fucking do it. Fuck it, fine. So maybe this is the,
Maybe this is the other part.
Yeah.
Here's the rest.
There we go, we found it. So, what's your favorite folk singer?
I don't know.
I don't have one, so I don't know why I asked.
I want to say Arlo Guthrie, mostly because that's a folk singer I know.
Check the guitar.
Yeah.
Looks like a normal guitar,
But it's actually made out of the corpse of my dead husband.
Is it her husband? Write down husband.
Oh, yeah.
Or alternatively, write down boyfriend.
Yeah, I'll put them both.
Yes, the only tune that the fiddle could play was all the dreadful down rain.
Anything you sing may be used as evidence against you.
All right. I mean, considering our recent video game husbands, some of them might be better suited being made into guitars.
All right, so we're on body, and there's 3 orange ones. We should probably watch those.
Yes, and these are all...
There's like 2 minutes of footage there.
Yeah, 52, 54, and 55 past the hour. So these are all in chronological order if we watch from left to right.
The bruise.
Up, bruise.
I have a really fast metabolism, so stuff like that just comes and goes. I don't know if there's much more that I can tell you that I haven't already told the other policemen. I found the body.
Oh.
Definitely wrote down bruise.
Yeah.
It was after dinner. I'd spoken to Sam's parents on the phone. I looked up for an early night and I suddenly had this thought. I think it was something his mum had said. She'd been speaking about old stuff, sad stuff, about when we lived there, about the baby. There's some boxes in the cellar, nursery stuff we never needed, and I never had the heart to throw out. And I suddenly remembered that when I'd looked down there the week before, those boxes, that pile was in the wrong place. I went cold all over. I went down there with a torch and went straight to the back, and that's when I saw the bin bags. Pulled them open, saw the body. I screamed, and that's when I called the police.
So did she report him missing and then
Find him.
found the body later?
Yeah.
That's not unsuspicious.
Yeah. But I mean, it's also not really... Shouldn't really mean anything.
No. I want to check something really quick. I can't really see an appreciable difference. I was curious if the reflection in the monitor had changed at all since we've been looking at videos.
If it's an option, I assume it probably won't.
Yeah. All right.
His body. It didn't look real. And his throat. It looked like his throat had been cut. And I didn't see his glasses. He has these thick glasses. He doesn't always wear them.
Okay. Something else occurs to me. Look at this line here.
Where?
Is the cursor being captured on your end?
Yeah, but I can't really see where it is.
Oh, okay. This line in between the two rows of clips says 6 entries found, access limited to first 5 entries. It's been like that before. I wonder if there's a way to increase our access, or is that our way of the game's way of saying you need to find more specific search parameters?
I think we need to find more, like, maybe body hair.
Oh, you're right. We can...
hairs or something like that, because... But we still got one more body clip.
Yeah, so let's get through this one.
Can you imagine? I tried. I tried to get pregnant too, but it didn't happen.
Pregnant.
As it was so many boys, men. My body refused. I think my period stopped because hers had. I was pretty ill.
She also mentioned
How
a
could we
baby.
stay the same now?
Yeah, she mentioned a baby.
Felt like Hannah had really fucked things up. Set
Hannah.
us down separate paths. We had become different.
Right, so she said that his mom, I assume Simon's, had mentioned the baby, but it's not her baby. I'm curious who Hannah is. Wait a minute. She mentioned earlier, right, that the guy at the bar told her that her tattoo was a palindrome to try and impress her, remember?
Yeah, but it's not.
It's a picture.
Whoa.
Okay, we got a bunch about Hannah.
We got 18 entries about Hannah.
Oh boy. This one...
Who is? Yeah, let's just dive into it.
Yeah, let's just do it. I'm gonna stop tagging. It doesn't seem to be... At this point, we're not making much headway with it.
My name is Hannah. H-A-N-N-A-H. It's a palindrome. It reads the same backwards as forwards. It doesn't work if you mirror it though. It's not quite symmetrical, but well, you get the idea. Sorry. Hannah Smith. I live at 31 Gladstone Street.
Oh.
Wait, so...
It felt like Hannah had really fucked things up for us.
Yeah, so who... Wait. So...
Yeah, let's watch this one again.
Can you imagine? I tried to get pregnant too, but it didn't happen. As it was so many boys, men. My body refused. I think my period stopped because hers had. I was pretty ill. I mean, how could we stay the same now? Felt like Hannah had really fucked things up. Set us down separate paths. We had become different.
Yeah, that tracks.
All
She was
right.
just talking about herself.
Is she talking about herself?
Pretty sure she is.
And just being, like, overly poetic about it?
Maybe?
Oh, God.
What else is that? Well, let's look at Hannah some more.
Yeah.
Because how much does she talk about herself, or is there another Hannah?
So I've got A, the woman in blue, and the woman in the navy suit, and the woman in the white shirt are two different women. B, it's dissociative identity disorder, and I really hope it's not that.
Oh boy.
Or C, she's talking about herself and just being overly flowery and poetic about it.
What are you doing talking about Eve?
was that finger tapping nonsense?
Who's Eve?
Eve?
Yeah. But what is this one?
Looks like, so, how much do you know about lie detector tests?
I know they're kind of bullshit.
Basically, yeah. Yeah.
Well, I can't really tell until you click the thing.
Sure, sure.
If that's what we're looking at.
I think so.
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's what that is.
Oh.
Shit. Sorry.
All right, now we can.
Yes. My name is Hannah Smith. Oh, shit. Sorry.
All right.
Is that not how it works?
So what they do, right? So a lie detector test is just blood pressure, sweat, heart rate, things like that. It just monitors physiological symptoms.
Uh-huh.
It assumes that if your breathing rate or your blood pressure, or you start sweating, if that goes up, then obviously you're lying because you're nervous about being caught in a lie.
Right.
The problem with that is that is a symptomology that covers a wide variety of things. Social anxiety and just general,
Some people just do that.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
The fact that you're being interrogated for a murder is maybe a little nerve-wracking. Anyway, what it looks like just happened there, what they do is they have to establish a baseline before they can tell what's elevated.
Right.
So usually what they do is at the beginning of the test, they will say, I'm going to ask you a yes or no question, and I want you to lie.
Oh, yeah.
So that way their readings know that's what a lie looks like. Is what it looks like happened there. Or sometimes they'll vary it up because you can't just take off of one. So it'll be like, I'm going to ask you 3 questions. I want you to answer the first 2 truthfully and lie the third time, something like that. The point is it's pseudoscience and there's no established pattern because it's fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
But
that much is my understanding.
Yeah. All right. So that looks like what that was.
All right. What else when she refers to herself?
Across the road, where my parents first lived there, was a midwife called Florence. When Hannah was born, I was born at the same time. The midwife was there to help. I'd been throttled by the cord, probably wrapped around my neck by Hannah. The midwife told my mother I was dead. But I wasn't. She wrote all this stuff in a diary. Amazing what people will admit to on paper.
I think we just hit a plot progression. Did you hear that police siren just now?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
She recognized me from the window. She told me to come inside, and she hid me. They had made the attic into a place where Hannah could play. There was a dollhouse. She hid me up there. No one else ever went into the attic. It was her place.
Okay. Theories.
I don't know how to get further into that, except for maybe dollhouse.
Dollhouse.
Or
Eve.
attic.
Attic, yeah. That's... I want to do a theory recap, but I want to find a point where this piano music isn't, where we're not having to talk over it.
Yes. I inherited it from my parents, so it made sense to move back Me and Simon. Felt like going back to old ways before the pregnancy. Reminded me of being a girl, the dollhouse in the attic, old things. We didn't sleep in my parents' bedroom for a long time. We decorated it as soon as we moved in, but it was another year before we started sleeping there.
We need to figure out more about her home life, I think.
Yeah.
Yes, I read a lot as a child and watched lots of TV. Then the doll's house we had, we still have in the attic. It's kind of a fairy castle. We used to play out there and make up our own stories.
I'm not sure where the dollhouse came from. I don't know if it was given to them or they inherited it. I mean, they wouldn't have had the money to buy it. It was so huge. It must have been taken up to the attic in parts and then reassembled up there. It's a beautiful thing. Wallpaper to scale, little furniture, the lights work, mirrors, beds, big duvets and pillows. We spent hours and hours playing in it, invented all these characters and families who lived there. We wrote paperwork for them all, passports, diaries, gave them all really elaborate stories. Once, a moth got trapped in there. We'd left a light on. It was making the most horrendous noise. We tried to kill it, but it was tough. We ended up crushing it under a copy of the Arabian Nights.
It's just a moth. Should have let it out.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So I'm guessing what we've got here is our progress
I guess.
in this database checker. Okay. So, what, you got any theories? Anything, Joe?
Not really, but there's like a bunch of recurring things here, and I'm not sure what is more important than the other.
Mm-hmm.
For example, there's a lot of instance of this woman telling stories,
Yes.
but not necessarily. These could be things from her life. These could be things that are just stories.
Yes, and to that end, she's got this session here in the white shirt.
The one where she talks about the umbilical cord.
Yeah. Oh, that's maybe one I should add too. Umbilical. But specifically pertaining to the stories, this is the same session she had that one clip where she said something to the tune of, all these stories we've been telling each other, that's all they are. They're just stories.
Yeah.
And she had that knowing smirk on her face. To me, that reads unreliable narrator. So I don't know if that's supposed to cast doubt on everything, or if this woman in the white shirt is different than this woman. Because they've also got that thing about twins.
Yeah. Did you write that down?
Twins? No, I didn't, but I should. Or I could just type that now.
Yeah, let's look at it. We need to figure out how many Hannahs there are and if they're real.
Yeah. Oh. That's a new outfit. That's a new date. That's the day before.
Twins.
Really? Are you really asking me that question?
Okay.
Are you out of your mind? Twins?
She got found out? This is all presupposing.
Is that the game laughing at us?
Maybe. Oh, that'd be fun, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be fun?
Well, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if I find that fun or kind of like, well, of course I'm going for that. I'm working with vague information here.
But like on a metatextual level, like talking about red herrings and Mr. I don't know. I think that'd be kind of fun.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It feels a bit, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, smug?
A little bit.
There's something just a tiny bit smug about it.
I mean, metatext is kind of smug by nature, but that doesn't mean it can't be fun.
No. That's why I was like, oh, well, what if it is? Well, okay. She's in a completely different outfit. If we never see the black outfit again...
Maybe, yeah. Well,
I mean, she wasn't wearing a shirt that says, "You are an idiot," so I don't know. Maybe it should have been more obvious, Sam Barlow. Maybe Americans really are as dumb as you think.
Maybe. I mean, we've seen Sam Barlow do obvious before, though, like Silent Hill Shattered Memories. Everything about that game is painfully obvious.
The game psychoanalyzed me. Oh, God, I can't.
No.
Oh, it made me draw my ancestral home. No.
Ah.
And it made the colors the same.
When the cop was being mean to me, she had cleavage.
Not my version. I think I got the drinking one.
Oh. I got far enough. I didn't get terribly far in the game at all, but I definitely had, like, sexy, mean Sybil in the diner.
Because you stared at, like, a woman for, like, 2 seconds.
Yeah. I guess. I've watched that game get played, and I've seen, like, some analysis of how the mechanics work, but I can't claim to understand all of it.
What else about twins? Because...
Florence took me home with her.
Okay, this is that story
I'd been
again.
expecting twins and had a
With
healthy
Florence,
baby.
so maybe write that
I
down.
guess she was just happy for Florence to clean up. Take away the evidence that this was anything but a happy occasion.
Florence was what, the midwife?
Florence was, I think, the midwife.
There were always princes and princesses. They were the special people, more important than the other characters in their stories. We knew we were like that. Twins. Magical. We were the princesses. We had a poster of Princess Diana from the newspaper up in our attic. Had a pride of place. And underneath we used to put all our special things. When her engagement was announced, we were obsessed with everything she did. And later, when her life went so bad, we felt for her. Her divorce last year just kind of drew a line under things.
Uh-huh.
So one day she's denying, not just denying, she's stating that, like, the idea of, you know, her being a twin is preposterous. And then the next day she is openly telling stories about her and her sister. Granted, some of that is assumption just based on her reaction in these two videos in the black, but...
Oh, shit. Something we didn't look at before.
What's that?
Eve.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay. So this was the breakdown.
Yeah. But nobody was in the room.
Correct.
So she was just talking to herself.
Right. These three lead up to the breakdown.
Well, my friend Eve. I mean, she was a friend from when I was a kid. And she was always more popular with the boys, and I used to hate her for it. I mean, really hate her sometimes. Yes. We'd fight. We fought on the beach once, and I held Eve's head underwater. There was no one else around. It was at the far end of the beach, and I held her head under, and I kept it under. And for a moment, I just wanted to kill her and watch her drown. But that was it. It was just a moment. We made up after. It was a love-hate relationship.
Seems entirely normal to me.
Again.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So now what I'm determining is now I'm trying to find a way to prove that this woman killed Simon. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, and like, again, maybe I'm thinking too hard on it, but they're trying to give the signifiers of she's a sociopath, but it's also like baby's first guide to sociopath. By the way, have you seen this show called Dexter?
You told me about Dexter, I think, in college.
I mean, I enjoy Dexter to a point. It's a fun show.
Yeah, I think that was the first I heard about it.
Yeah, it mostly comes from the fact that Michael C. Hall is a talented actor when given the right material. But
of course,
it's also like not. Dexter teaches people about like mental illness and sociopathy the way Breaking Bad teaches them about methamphetamines. Like
it doesn't.
No, yeah. Like Breaking Bad's a fun show. It's a great character drama. It's not accurate. Just look at the teeth of most of the characters if you need to guess.
Right.
A police station. Yeah. When I was young, we ran away on my birthday. Bob Dylan was playing in London, and we thought we could break into his tour bus and have him take us with him. The taxi driver we paid to drop us off, I mean, we'd saved money, pinched a bit here and there to pay for the fare. He was suspicious because we were so young, so he told the police. So they came and picked us up and took me back to Portsmouth. My mum picked me up from the station. But I blamed everything on my friend Eve. So my parents let me off.
Okay, but she says something about Eve in a future conversation.
Right, in this clip. The breakdown clip.
No, the one after the breakdown clip that we haven't watched.
Oh, yes, yes.
I meant in a future date.
Got it.
And then the guy and then presumably the interrogator leaves the room, and then she has the breakdown.
Well, yeah, the interrogator leaves the room between here and here. And that's less than a minute's worth of time.
Right.
So we don't have that chunk. Let's see what this is.
My mother called me Eve.
All right. Now we're starting to get confused here.
Yeah. So again, the question is, two different women or liar?
What about the tattoo?
I want to check this one out really quick again, since we're here.
What are you doing talking about Eve?
How well do you know Bob Dylan?
A little bit. What song was that?
I don't know. I don't know, or Bob Dylan's not my thing.
Let's see.
I was hoping it might sound familiar, but it didn't.
What, the tapping?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I can't identify a Bob Dylan song from that alone.
Yeah, it was worth a shot, you know. It occurred that occurred to me halfway through. I mostly wanted to just re-listen to what she said about Eve and see if it was, sounded different in context now. And then the tapping happened, and it occurred to me. All right. So
we have some contradictions here.
Okay.
We have a woman with a tattoo that is a palindrome, and we have a woman with a tattoo that is a snake and an apple.
Yes. Maybe let's do...
We've seen those, yeah.
And we did,
But Eve is also a palindrome.
Oh, yes, so it is. You know what? Nope.
Okay, worth a shot.
Yeah, no, just,
Snake? Okay, just talking about the tattoo. Snake and apple.
Let's try...
Bible.
Yeah, no, I mean, at this point, let's run down some leads. How about Genesis? Garden. Okay. Got something on garden.
This means that she used the word garden, but without using Eden. But okay, yeah, let's see what we got.
Yeah, it's probably a more mundane garden, but I mean, we're here.
I think so. I mean, to get into our garden, we'd have to climb through other gardens. All the gardens back onto each other, so you'd have to climb over 1, 2, 3 gardens to get to ours. I mean, did anyone see anything? Did anyone see anyone come and go? An intruder?
More of just post-murder.
Yeah, just the nuts and bolts of the investigation.
We loved our cat, Domino. He had this little bell around his neck to stop him from killing birds in the garden. And we used to write each other notes and put them in the bell, and we could send them to each other. Mum found some of the notes once, and she thought I was just writing to myself because our handwriting was identical. And we had our own words for things, so she didn't quite understand them anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like there's a different person in the white.
Yeah. And, boy howdy, I'm real hoping this doesn't go into DID.
You'd love to see it, except when it's there, then you don't.
Yeah. I know I reference movies a lot, but have you seen Split?
No, sorry.
That's a movie.
I haven't seen a lot of movies, but I feel like I've seen plenty of things with dissociative identity disorder in it because it's a stupid trope that's in a lot of things, both serious and not serious.
Yeah. And, I find it works... Paradoxically, I find it works better when they turn it into a joke. If done right. There's a Dan Aykroyd movie called Loose Cannons, which is hilarious, but it revolves around Dan Aykroyd having multiple personalities. But when they
search for Dan Aykroyd.
Search for Dan Aykroyd. Of course, there's nothing. What are we talking about?
Damn it,
Dan Aykroyd. But you would have shit a brick if there was just a video clip with Dan Aykroyd's face on it. Like, hey, you found the Easter egg.
You found the Dan Aykroyd in this game. Congratulations.
All right. What have we got? Oh,
Well, what have we written down that we haven't looked at yet? Like pregnancy, baby.
Yeah, no, we got a bunch. I'm just gonna read the list off because we got stuff branching in about 4 different directions now. We got dolls, scar, glasses, husband, boyfriend, bruise. There was a bruise. Baby, pregnant, Florence. And then I added just now notes, bell, cat, and domino in relation to that last clip. And I also put on fairy tales, princess, and Portsmouth.
Yeah, we keep getting into the fairy tales, so I'm assuming they're important to this woman.
Yeah, so fairy tales and princess seems like it's going to take us more toward Eve. Husband and boyfriend seems it's going to take us more towards Simon. Which direction you feel like going in? And what I really mean is, which one do you want to do, and then do the other one?
At this point, I feel like we've learned enough about Simon. It's about this woman right now.
All right. So, let's see. I'm going to spell it this way. Not fairy take. Oh, jeepers. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay.
All right, got some stuff.
Sorry. The picture, the way it's drawn, just reminded me of the books we used to read as children. I read those fairy tales over and over, and they were so real to me. Rapunzel was my favourite. My brain is just full of it. How many of these in colour?
All right, I lied. A 4th thing. Wait. No, I guess that would be liar. Under liar. I was going to say, like, usual suspects, Kaiser, Soze, master manipulator type thing, but that's just liar, but really good at it.
Hmm.
And the Glaziers. I worked there some weekends, and Simon had a part-time job there too. That was Eric's generosity. He was always good at helping out other people's children. Simon was quiet, more thoughtful than the other boys. Even then, he had a sense of craftsmanship. Wasn't always rushing stuff. Boys that age are just running around like headless chickens most of the time. You know? Plus, he had that look. He looked like a fairy tale prince from one of my books.
I jotted down Eric.
Eric, okay.
Yeah, just more names and proper nouns.
Simon never cheated on me. He was devoted to me, and I was devoted to him. Nothing in life is easy. We were good to each other. Life isn't a fairy tale. You do what you can. Well, she wasn't my real mother, but she raised me.
Oh, we're back in this world again.
Do you want to hear the story?
Yeah, and she, like, leads
real
off with a
fairy tale.
stepmother.
Oh, that was the first. That may be the first part of that whole thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that would make sense. 32 minutes later, yeah. Or 28:45 to 32, so 4 minutes later. Yes.
Fairy tales. Stories about lost princesses, evil witches, magical mirrors, and lost children. So you see, even before I knew the truth, I'd found it in those stories.
Okay. Just for, I don't think this will matter, but yeah. What was it? Oh, princess.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna jump over here just because the white shirt seemed to be fairly relevant.
We were obsessed with fairy tales. Not just the pretty, pretty ones, but the traditional ones. They were dark and real, bizarre and violent. Felt like life. We had this huge old book that I think Mum must have bought from a library sale. The illustrations had thin tracing paper over them to protect them. They were in colour, shiny plates. At the front of the book was an index of illustrations. We read that more than the actual stories. We'd read aloud the captions and flip between the pictures. There was something intimate about peeling back the tracing paper and dressing the pictures. Rapunzel's hair is cut. The eagle plucks out his heart. The princess pricks her finger.
Okay, lots of creepy kid stuff.
Yep.
It wasn't the present so much. It was one of those arguments that had been simmering for a while.
Where's her
The
tattoo?
present was a mirror. A nice mirror.
Oh shit, look at that.
Glass, the kind of mirror a princess would have in a story. He made it specially for me.
When did she introduce the tattoo?
She has it in this shirt, right?
Yeah, she's got it in that one, and it's like pretty obvious. It's really obvious.
Yeah. And that's on July 1st. That's less than a week before. So is it two different women?
I'm getting the distinct feeling that it is, but I can't. Or she got a tattoo in that short intervening time.
I mean, that's the other answer, isn't it? But it's so noticeable. If it's meant to fool the police, it wouldn't. Not enough information. What other?
Let me see. Yes. I drove in here because I remember well I went over the river. And then there was a church. There. Yeah. And I probably parked. Well, I remember seeing a street sign called Princess Street. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it must be this one. There.
Oh, okay. So Prince's Street was what flagged that.
Yeah, I mean, database technically works.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Tattoo.
We were 17. It was a nice wedding, people said. Simon looked very handsome in the photos. His parents paid for everything, but he's an only child, so it was important to them. It was what they called a shotgun wedding, but if you looked at the photos, you couldn't tell. The dress was beautiful. It looked like Princess Diana's. The train wasn't quite as long, though. There's a great photo of the bridesmaid helping to carry it out of the car.
Okay.
All right.
Married at 17?
Yeah, I mean, that's, it's not unheard of.
No, I know.
I think it's weird, but...
It's the first time that's come up, and also this conflicts with things, various things.
Well, we got a bunch of stuff about 17. Brought a lot of
Yeah,
hits.
let's watch that.
Remind me after we get through this to relook at Tattoo.
Yeah.
A long time.
How long have you been married?
17.
Okay. So there's some consistency, thank God.
Were you thinking of the guy that was hitting on her at the bar?
At the bar, yeah.
I don't think that was meant to be Simon.
I guess not.
I did. Well, we met when we were 17, both working at the Glaciers.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, we did hear that story, didn't we?
Parts of it, yeah.
No, I was 15. Carl was older. 17, I think.
Who the fuck is Carl?
I was really into him, regardless of how he actually behaved. Lots of drunken teenage sex. We did it in a church once. It was stupid. So he got tired of us and we split up after about 6 months. It was sad, but those early experiences, they help you realise who's really important to you, you know? Family.
Okay.
Yep.
So, I got an email from Steam. An item on your wish list has gone on sale.
Yeah, 19 times.
Yeah, because winter sales and everything. I mentioned somewhere previously, either on Phantasmagoria or Killer 7 or something, I was thinking about doing Fallout,
Oh, yeah.
right? Fallout 1 and 2 are on sale for like $3 a piece now, so...
Nice.
But the other thing that came up, have you heard of a game called There Came an Echo?
No.
It's a sequel to Before the Echo. Does that sound familiar?
No. Wasn't that the DDR kind of game?
It's what they had to turn Sequence into because there was some lawsuit about the name, and so they had to change it from Sequence to Before the Echo.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently there's a sequel to that.
Weird.
And I looked at it. It looks like an isometric dungeon crawler.
Yeah, you could turn that into that.
Yeah, I'd see how that would have more appeal than what it was before. I enjoyed it. I played the shit out of that game. You introduced me to that game.
Yeah, it was fun for a little while. I got kind of tired of it when I tried to do like the hardest stuff in it.
Oh yeah, no, the secret piano level. I tried that on hard. It's impossible. No one can do that. If you claim you can do that, you're lying. I don't believe you.
Well, I'll have to look at the Steam sale, even though I don't plan on buying a whole bunch.
After the wedding, Hannah moved in with his parents.
Wait,
There
what?
was no
Hang
way I
on.
could follow.
Wait, yeah, hold on. Let's start that again. Hi.
What? 17? We're on 17
Yeah.
here?
Okay. Yeah, so we're still
2
on
minutes.
17. Let's start that fresh without talking over it really quick. Yeah, so we're on 17, 2 minutes long, and then what did you just say, madam?
No. The parents decided there would be a wedding. And after the wedding, Hannah moved in with his parents. There was no way I could follow. So we were separated again.
Separated.
Mm-hmm.
I stayed in the attic. It was hard. It's like I suddenly didn't exist. I would sneak out, but in case anyone recognized me, I started wearing a wig. Hannah and I would meet up in the park. I was trying to get pregnant. But I couldn't. I couldn't do it with anyone we knew, so it was sex with strangers. Drunk guys I'd met in clubs, parks and alleyways. I was 17. It felt like I was being punished. But it was Hannah who had betrayed us. I had to stop when one of the guys gave me an STD. When we met up, it was disturbing. For the first time, my reflection, she didn't look like me. She was fatter, flushed. If anything, I was getting skinnier. had a heart to look sometimes. We talked about what to do. Was it time to become our own people? I mean, that seemed like the right thing to do, but neither of us wanted it. We agreed that her and Simon would get their own place as soon as possible, and then I could move in. And that was the plan.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, damn it. So... Oh, it keeps going back and forth. Right?
Yeah. We need to dig deeper on some of these topics. Like
So her forearm, right? Just off the top of the head here, right? Her forearm in this white shirt, it's covered. So the tattoo, we can't see if the tattoo's on under here.
No.
So
what about sister?
Did we do?
No, I don't think we did.
Clearly not.
When she went home, Simon had a birthday tea waiting. Afterwards, she told Simon about me, told him I was pregnant. She wanted me to move in with them, this sister he didn't know she had. She knew that instant. The look on his face. She knew.
Okay. So for all intent, just for sake of talking about it, right?
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and call this woman in the white shirt Eve, and the other woman / possible other personality, but I don't want that to be true. Yeah, Hannah, right? So Hannah is married to Simon.
Yes.
Simon goes missing. Hannah files a police report. Comes in to do the interview. A few days later, she finds Simon's body. A murder investigation is opened. She becomes a suspect. Somewhere in the course of that, she is brought into talking about her sister Eve.
Yeah.
And
then we get the latest one we have in July is her talking about, weird stories about the midwife Florence and being strangled by the umbilical cord and their mom's diary.
Yes. The umbilical cord strangling, the prenatal.
Yeah.
She died, according to what she said. The midwife pronounced the baby dead, stillborn. Would it be stillborn if it was?
I guess.
Semantics notwithstanding, but she didn't. Either she didn't die and this is a separate person, or she did die and the trauma caused a fracture. God, I really, really don't want it to be that. I cannot stress enough. But
well, we do have 2 more sister clips.
We do.
What does she say about her sister?
Right. But that most recent clip there, right? It sounded like she, Eve, slept with Simon, her sister's husband, and got pregnant.
Yeah. From that clip.
Yeah, Simon sleeping with Eve, thinking it was Hannah because they were identical twins, or knowing what he was doing. I don't know.
She sent him out the house, kicked him out, called me up, crying, and I went round. I guess I had a feeling I could hear something was wrong in her voice, but I wasn't sure what it was. She called me sister on the phone. She never calls me that. My sister is gone. And she's never coming back.
Yeah, see, she looked way too smirky about that. Okay. I'm thinking Florence. Let's try to get
Yeah, more
on that.
more in the white outfit, more from that.
Well, there you go.
There we go.
I think it queues up. Yeah, it queues up the clips in chronological order, it seems.
Florence raised me in her home. I never left it. She kept me out of sight. It wasn't odd for people to see a midwife with a baby, carrying in supplies, washing nappies, that sort of thing. I never knew any different. I grew up looking out of my window and seeing her across the road. I thought it was like a reflection in the mirror. She was me.
Or did the midwife declare the second baby dead so she could kidnap the baby?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Florence was a warm, kind person. But she was broken, I guess. When I found her diary, I also found a biscuit tin with other stuff in it. Older papers, letters, that kind of thing. Her story wasn't there. I never really spoke to her about it. I was far too young to really understand, I guess. I just put it together later, once I was older. She had loved children, planned to have a large family, but her husband died in the war. And that was back when you married for life. She never felt like she could marry again. Isn't that strange? She was a widow from her 20s. But, I mean, I guess it was different then. You know, you married for life and she felt she could never marry again. I guess it was harder, a war widow. Honor the dead. I don't know, maybe there was more to it than that. I don't really know. No, it was just me and her. Eve was the name they were going to call their first child. They talked about it and were going to try when he came back. Florence's family had a history of firstborn girls, so they were convinced it was going to be a girl. It's hard to know if this is all true. These are stories I remember, that I read when I was a child. Maybe I misread, maybe I misunderstood. Sometimes it's hard to remember what happened last week.
Okay.
All right. What else is on the list?
Let's try midwife. Nope.
Pregnant?
Pregnant, yeah.
Seems to be a big one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, indeed. Different days.
I got pregnant. Both our parents had a big powwow. We weren't even in the room. And they decided we should get married. Yes, I'm fine. I won't be sick again. This happens some days. I'm pregnant. It's morning sickness.
Come again?
Keep going.
Okay.
No. Well, yes. You found out on my birthday. I told him I was pregnant.
Let's watch the one we've already watched.
This one here.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it seems to... Thank you. Motorcycle.
It's Rapunzel. The story starts when she's born. Mother Gothel, a witch, takes Rapunzel from her parents and keeps her locked up in this tower. Rapunzel gets pregnant by the prince. And Mother Gothel is furious, so she cuts off her hair and throws it. Actually, her hair's already short here, so that's already happened. So she throws her into the wilderness, and Rapunzel is reunited with the prince, who's blind. But she kills him with her tears, and so it's a happy ending. Is that too much?
She specifically mentioned that drawing when they were talking about the picture book earlier.
Yeah.
When I arrived in Glasgow, I was exhausted. The streets were empty. I was driving badly. And I hit a taxi. Not a big crash, just paintwork. The guy was so pissed off because I didn't have a driving license on me. But when I told him I was pregnant, he made sure I got to the hospital so they could check me out. It was fine. The hospital must have details when I was looked at. There's a scratch on the car.
So she's saying she has an alibi?
Yeah. Alright, let's,
Pregnant.
Pregnancy. Just for... Oh, there we go. It's the white shirt.
Yeah.
Hannah had a miscarriage. This was late in the pregnancy and it left her infertile. Felt like the universe had corrected its course. We were aligned again. But Hannah and Simon were still living with his parents. They were married. Simon had a job at the Glaziers now. Eric had given him a full-time position after he left school. And then...
I thought Simon worked at the Glaziers when they were 17.
Yeah, same.
Okay. Alright. Let's try a few things now. Nope, that's not how you spell words. Okay, well, this is about to lead into some fun stuff. I suppose anybody watching, here's a content warning for miscarriages.
No. I lost the baby. I had a miscarriage at 8 months. We carried on living at Simon's parents until...
That's consistent.
A few months after.
Oh, what? Only a few months after what?
No, go away. Read me. Go away. Well, she's about to jump into it, but there is a 16-second gap.
Then my parents died. It was the worst year of my life. A miscarriage and then my parents.
We got about 15 minutes later, give or take.
Yeah. They'd gone to bed feeling ill. thinking it was flu or something. The neighbour called me, I had to use my key to let them in. We found them dead in their bed. And they'd been there for days. No one had noticed.
Wait.
Just awful.
Is this who got killed? This is the
By
mushroom.
the
Soon after my
mushrooms.
miscarriage. The worst year of my life. I'd been so happy to get married, and after that it was just like, fuck. Yeah. I mean, I was infertile. Thought I was. They told me I was infertile after the miscarriage because of complications.
Okay.
I think it was that time, the first time, at the house, in his bed, that I got pregnant. Amazing, right? This fucking magic sperm. And they say lightning doesn't strike twice. I didn't tell him. I was 3 periods. I had pretty irregular periods anyway, but 3. I had always thought we were infertile. Both of us. I didn't tell him. Just waited. Hannah and I were meeting for our birthday, and I told her because I thought she would be happy for us both. I think she was.
Is she talking about Simon there, do you think?
I don't know.
Keep going down the pregnancy route, or do you want to take a look at the mushrooms? That's a sentence. There's a fucking sentence I just said.
What else on pregnancy can we look at?
Let's see. We did pregnant, pregnancy, miscarriage, infertile.
I think I have a much clearer picture of what happened.
Yeah. Let me lay it on me. Let me hear what you're thinking.
Well, I mean, around the time, like, after they got married, well, when did they move in together, the sisters?
No. Too generic. Oh, well, we got something. Hold on.
Okay.
The legal stuff was completed very quickly. Hannah moved back in with Simon. Eric gave Simon the week off to help with the move. He decorated, modernised wallpaper curtains. Hannah insists the attic be left as it was, dollhouse and all. Simon never went up there. Then she told me she wanted to help more. She said I should move in with her. She would come clean with Simon about me. I was family. I couldn't have a baby in a bedsit. I told her I didn't want to tell Simon. Told her to wait for the time being.
Okay.
So these sisters were running a ruse on this dude.
Yeah, looks like.
Which is a great thing to do to your husband.
Yeah, no, ain't that. Well, we don't know if it was intentional. It looks like. So Hannah got pregnant. Hannah had a miscarriage. They were all living together. Eve got pregnant. Eve moved out. They moved back in after the parents died?
That I'm not sure about.
It's come up a couple of times. And it's come up literally a couple of times.
What's on the list?
What have we got? got some proper nouns. Got Eric and Carl.
Yeah, let's run through them.
Yeah.
Oh man, a lot about Eric.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, he's the guy who owns the glaciers that they worked at.
He was wearing a shirt. It's a blue turtleneck shirt and jeans. He has a watch. It's a really nice one. That was a gift from his boss, Eric. He had his coat, a long grey duffel coat, like Paddy's Bear. He would have taken that with him. It's not in the house. So, it was Friday evening. We had an argument. He left. On Saturday, he didn't come back. I waited all day. He was supposed to go help Eric out with something on the Saturday afternoon. They had a job. He didn't show. So Eric was ringing on the phone. I checked at the Rock, that's our local. They said they'd seen him on the Friday night, but not since. He still wasn't back this morning. It just isn't like him at all. Still not back by dinner time. It's getting dark again. So I decided to come see you. His parents haven't heard anything either. Yes, there's a car that we share, a Cavalier, and a van he uses for work. It's owned by Eric, but we look after it. Both of them are there now, parked on the street. I'm not sure about the keys for the van. I can look for you when I get back.
So Eric seems fairly invested in their lives for just a boss.
Yes, that would be in his wallet. It's a Visa, a silver one. He doesn't like to spend money he doesn't have, so he usually pays with cash, but Eric convinced him to get one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not boss behavior. That's family or friend.
Well, there are 14 entries.
Yeah.
Eric was like an uncle to him. They were pretty close. They spend a lot of time with each other.
There we go.
Especially when they have to go to conferences. Have you met his wife, Diane?
All right.
Diane.
Oh, we got a bunch. Oh, the guitar's back. Yay.
Oh no.
It's only 17 seconds. Don't worry.
Diane is really nice. She helps out with the glaziers, organises the Christmas party, that sort of thing. They have 2 kids, really sweet kids. She used to look out for me when I worked there. Yeah, that's Simon's watch. It was a gift from Eric. He got it this year. It was a wedding anniversary gift. Steel. It would have been Diane who chose it. She has really nice taste. That time, you must eliminate me. I was in Glasgow then.
Glasgow.
Yeah, she mentioned that earlier. No tattoo. No tattoo.
What about watch, also?
Yeah. Yeah, we can do that. Let's finish this up first and then...
Not really. He would go to the pub. He had his drinking buddies there, but no one ever really came back to the house. Sometimes Eric, his boss, and his wife would come over for dinner. That would be us returning the favour. Diane is a really good cook, into her trendy ingredients. And the last time Simon cooked something off MasterChef, He got the recipe off Seedfax, and I did my Lloyd Grossman bit, commenting from the sidelines. I had to find fennel from the supermarket. Have you ever eaten fennel?
I don't like it.
I think it's delicious.
I don't like anything that tastes licorice-like.
It is a bit. There is a bit of that. I think it works better in.
You can cook it. You can cook that flavor out of it, though, can't you?
Yeah, it never quite goes away, but it definitely diminishes. The Winco around here for a long time has had. Come on, brain. The really spicy Mexican pork.
Carnitas?
Carnitas, thank you. And it's been on sale at the Winco here for a while, so I've been getting like big hunks of that and slow cooking it, and yeah, it's tasty.
What does? Oh, we got guitar. Yeah. All right, hit me.
Simon and Eric arguing? No, I can't imagine they'd be arguing. And they get on so well. Unless it was something to do with work. Maybe Simon was being too much of a perfectionist. But I don't know. You should ask Diane.
All right, what were you saying before the guitar interrupted?
Eric arguing. Does it have to be in quotes?
Hold on, let me double check the. To narrow the search, use multiple words. Robbery. Super.
Yeah, you can just use multiple words. Okay.
Okay.
That's what I was expecting. All right, never mind.
All right.
What does the list say?
Right now, we have a bunch. Got through Eric. I've also got Carl on here, but he seems like he's a different part of the story. I want to check out Glasgow and Watch real quick.
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
Helps if I am in the search field.
So this is all going to be stuff related to her alibi.
Yes. Yeah, because the time on the Watch and her being in Glasgow, but that was also like when she got in that car accident, remember?
Yeah.
I got in the car and I drove. And just kept driving north. Just kept going, just wanted to get as far away as I could. When I finally stopped, I was all the way up in Glasgow. I was so tired. I just had to sleep.
Okay.
Yes. I got to Glasgow, I was exhausted, so I pulled over and slept in the car. I woke up because a rubbish truck went past. I got some petrol, bought a coffee and a pastry, tried calling someone from the payphone, and then headed back.
Why did she go to Glasgow?
It sounded like this first clip here, it sounded like it was in the wake of the argument they had. And she just got in the car and started driving.
I see.
I'm going to replay these two we've already seen just for context.
Yeah, that's Simon's
That's
watch.
the watch one.
Mm-hmm.
Was a
Okay,
gift from Eric.
we just watched that one. So, about a minute and a half later.
No, I don't think so. Glasgow was deserted that early in the morning.
Glasgow, why?
And this must have been the one where she talks about the truck.
What did your wife do? She didn't kill you. You think I killed Simon because he was having an affair? Well, I didn't kill him. I wasn't even there. I was in Glasgow worrying about whether my baby was still growing inside me. I mean, why would I kill Simon? I loved him.
Glasgow baby.
All right.
It's like I told you before. I drove. I took the car and drove. I don't have my own car, but I have a spare set of keys. I just drove north. I wanted to think, put some space between me and them. Everything I told you before is true. I stopped at Glasgow. I was tired, exhausted. I pulled out and I hit a car. My car was okay, but I was worried about the baby, so I went to A&E to get the okay. Everything was fine. Slept in the car. When I woke, I tried to call Hannah from a payphone. She wasn't answering. And then I decided to drive back. I had decided that she was more important to me than Simon.
That's both Hannah and Eve telling the same story.
Yeah, that's
Let's just hit watch real quick. Got a couple.
I guess you could call it that, but we were both happy to get married. It was a beautiful wedding. We had our first dance to Come Back and Stay. I'm not sure if that's a good wedding song, but I loved it. I chose it. I mean, it was genuinely our first dance. We'd never danced together before. It was probably awful to watch, but I enjoyed it. It felt like it was just me and Simon for that moment. Just the two of us.
It happened very quickly. We hardly had to talk to each other. We agreed almost silently. The baby was what mattered. We'd help each other. We cleaned up. We bagged up the broken mirror, her clothes. They're gone. We took him down to the cellar. We knew we had an alibi, and we wanted the body to be found later. We wanted to have suspicion on us so we could then disprove it rather than have it linger. Better to keep the body in the house than risk being seen with it. The watch, that was my touch to make sure the alibi stuck.
Well, okay, that seems to be a bit direct.
okay. What did we get from that?
There was a broken mirror.
Yeah.
Also, that seemed to be a confession.
Yes.
Let's try mirror. "11 entries.
Mirror body.
The mirror. I can't remember.
Ooh, mirror broken.
I put it somewhere safe. Upstairs, I think. I haven't looked at it since. Silverleaf? No. He normally silvers them properly. This mirror, it's supposed to look antique. The reflection isn't as good. It's the perfect mirror for someone who doesn't like to look at their own reflection.
curious. Okay. It's just the 4 entries. There's no extra. Just those 4. Man, that means they must have written this whole script to not use the word murder. That must have been fun.
Yep. Yeah, I was just thinking about that, actually.
Huh.
How this game had to be very carefully written, how they were probably like, do not go off script. Do not go off script. Do not
go. You read the text, madam. I've worked with directors who are really strict about that.
Sure. I mean, I can understand it, maybe, but...
I mean, on context, like with Shakespeare and things, like there's a rhythm and a meter you have to maintain, so that is a little more valid than just straight prose. All right. Let's see.
We found what looks like a confession, but we haven't found anything else kind of like that.
Correct. And if this works the way I think it does, right, with the green squares representing videos we've seen, we're not even halfway through.
Jesus.
This game's longer than I thought. All right. Might end up having... So let's see. What are we at time-wise? We're coming up on 2.5 hours. Pardon me. How are you feeling?
I say, well, what is our... Read me what the list says. Like, read down the list. I want to hear every term that we haven't looked at yet.
Let's see. Dolls, scar, glasses, husband, boyfriend, bruise, baby. Somehow we haven't done baby yet.
I guess we should look at baby.
Portsmouth notes, bell, cat, domino, Carl. Baby's gonna be huge. 17.
Yeah, let's keep looking for a bit.
All right.
We spent the wedding night in a hotel in Brighton. It would have been too much to do more. We were saving for the baby. It was wonderful to be in a hotel, away from home, just alone together. Since then, we've always tried to get away for our holiday.
I don't suppose the word confession brings up anything.
I will be kind of mad if it does, honestly.
Or I did it in quotation marks. Okay.
Okay.
Let's run down baby real quick and see if we can figure out.
Okay. Part of me was expecting Easter egg to return something. Where's the last time? Baby. There we go.
Bring up my last serious query.
We couldn't afford our own place. Simon dropped out of school, went full-time with the Glaziers. That was Eric's generosity. We moved in with his mum and dad. They had a spare room for us and the baby, if it came. It was a nice change, time to myself, living there for those months, full of hope.
And later?
Yes. It was a shock to him. I mean, we never thought it was possible. I don't know what he... I mean, I hadn't decided whether to keep the baby. I wasn't really ready to talk to him about it.
That's the later baby they're talking about.
Yeah. Oh, and when she's in the orange suit, remember that's when she claims she has morning sickness.
Yeah.
Okay.
Baby sickness.
Baby sickness. I'm sick of babies. Baby... I don't know, Lost.
I was just thinking that.
1984. It was an awful year in the end. We were living at Doug and Eleanor's. I lost the baby at the end of spring and my parents died in the summer. It was a hot summer, a heat wave. So when they discovered the bodies, it was just awful. Because of the circumstances, them dying together like that, they brought in a lot of police. A forensic entomologist. I had to look that up. It was because of the heat. It's just awful.
Well, what is our big stuff on the list right now?
Well, I just added Doug and Eleanor. And,
Yeah, let's try them.
Mushroom, because I forgot about mushrooms from earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do them first. Okay, we got a bunch about Doug.
Yeah. I've been round to Doug and Eleanor's and they're very worried. I feel sorry for them. I got a job to contribute, you know. Doug knew someone and I got a job as a dinner lady at the primary school. They said it didn't matter if I could cook or not, just don't poison the kids. So you see, it's always been complicated between me and Simon. It's never just been the two of us. There's always been pressure. I hoover, I dust every week, maybe less. I once asked Eleanor how often I should dust, and she said, if people ask, tell them you do it once a week, but every few weeks is okay. I think she was just trying to make me feel better. I mean, when I was there, she was hoovering every day. You know, ran an ordered house. You know how that generation is, putting on a brave front. She has secret stashes of cigarettes. Doug doesn't even know she smokes. When I was there, I saw her. She has these sort of porcelain vases, ornamental, next to the Reader's Digest books. Cigarettes inside. And she still has them. I mean, last time I was there, I looked in a vase. There was a fresh pack. I mean, all those years of marriage, and she still has a secret like that.
I think fiction overestimates or underestimates how easy it is to keep smoking a cigarette or keep smoking a secret from someone, especially if you live with them.
Secret.
Secret. Yeah, secret.
Okay. I parked up on the street. It was busy, so I had to park down the end of the road. Walked up, knocked on the door, no answer. I took my keys out of my bag and unlocked the door. The main lock was unlocked. You can tell because the key doesn't turn when you try to turn it to the left. I walked in. Simon's coat wasn't on the peg. I couldn't see his shoes in the shoe rack. I shouted out. I walked straight into the kitchen because he usually sits in there to have a cup of tea and read his paper, but he wasn't there. I touched the kettle. It was cold. I looked quickly in the living room. Nothing. So I walked upstairs to the bedroom and he wasn't there. I didn't search for him because it was pretty clear he wasn't there. I had a shower. The phone rang whilst I was in the shower. I didn't answer it. I think it was Eric. Then I was just exhausted. So I lay down on the bed and I fell asleep, though I didn't mean to. I woke up a couple of hours later and I was surprised to see no one in the bed next to me. And then I remembered where I was and what had happened. That's when Eric called again. This time I spoke to him. Then I called Doug and Eleanor. And then I decided to come and see you. That enough?
So through none of that, We still don't know who Doug and Eleanor are.
Oh, really? No. I think you spelled it wrong.
How do you...
Eleanor.
There we go. This is new. I think this is new. This shirt. This date.
Yes. I speak with Eleanor at least once a day. Not that there's anything much to say. It's more just...
Well.
Okay. Those are flagged, but not. No. Aha. Profanity is the answer.
No, I'm okay. Fuck.
Log that fuck.
That was big and dramatic. Something has to come from that.
What about the next one?
Oh, this is the next day. This is back in the black shirt. Remember when she was like, "Twins? You're crazy. What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
Can I leave? Are you going to arrest me? No. They'd laugh you out of the building. A lawyer would make mincemeat of you. Are you arresting me? No. Fuck off. Open this door.
She seems to be not happy. Wait, really? Hold on. 232 megs of local storage used. Has it always been?
It's always said that.
Oh, for some reason earlier I thought it was 234. Like, do I have a limited amount of space on my timeline down here?
No.
All right.
Huh?
That's new. It literally won't let me type anything other than no. Or yes. Well, I'm not done.
Okay.
Is that endgame? Is Sam Barlow trying to...
Maybe.
Don't...
Maybe Sam's got to come in and tie a nice tight little bow on the whole thing.
I don't want Sam to come tie a nice tight little bow on the whole thing. I don't want to... Like, I want to call him up and say, yes, I'm done, but I'm afraid of... What I'm afraid of is it's going to push me into a, like, okay, who killed Simon? And then funnel me off toward a bad ending if I don't get the answer right.
I don't think it's going to do that.
Alright, let's see what happens. What? I definitely... What? So that's that, then. Thoughts?
Thanks, Sam.
Yeah. Well, I think that might be a good enough place as any to call it for a session. I've been Raqus, and with me has been the voice of Dog. Thank you for coming along.
Sure.
Gonna let this sit and come back and figure out the rest of it later. Any closing remarks, Dog?
I kind of find the format compelling.
Yeah.
Like, in a way. Like, I do actually kind of like the idea of gathering bits and pieces of information out of order and having to put them together in your brain. That is pretty fun to do.
Yeah, I am enjoying it, don't get me wrong. This I think might be a twist too far for the moment. I need some time to,
Yeah, I'll be thinking about this game later, I guess.
Yeah,
I didn't despise it.
No.
I didn't hate it.
I do want to know more. Not gonna be able to get back until the new year. And I know I've got Phantasmagoria 2 on the docket, but I'm willing to stall that for a week to wrap this up myself.
Yeah, maybe next year.
Yeah. So thanks everybody for watching, and you know, if you're enjoying the sort of crap I like to play, feel free to like and subscribe and ring the bell and all those other self-promotion
So far,
things.
weird FMV games.
Yeah, I do have I like weird FMV games. That's my brand. I do weird FMV games.
You'll find other things you want to do.
All right, everybody. Have a good night. Happy holidays.
All right. Good night.